Morning, friends. Welcome back to the farm. Hope you are doing well. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Our low this morning was 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Felt amazing. We had our windows open. I know that sounds crazy, but it just feels so good to have that ice cold air in the house when you're sleeping. We are going to get warm today, though, almost to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm out here early, not super early, but early enough to get more work done. So yesterday we came out. Mike and Dylan and I came out and they helped me tremendously. We stripped the remaining 4 beds. We got all the irrigation up. We got them forked, put gypsum down. The only thing left is to finish the compost on those beds. One of them is done. Still have 3 more to go. And then put the irrigation back on. And then it's ready for transplant next week. So my goal today is to get the rest of this compost on. Shouldn't be too bad. I was saying to Mike yesterday, it's funny how just adding 1 or 2 inches of compost on a bed is so much easier and quick than like when you start a new bed and you're putting like 6 inches of compost down. That is exhausting, but this seems to be just fine. So I'm struggling with a headache today, but I am going to sometimes exercise, light exercise like this helps. And I think it's a blood flow thing. So I'm hoping that will be the case. Mike and I are going out tonight. We're having date night. We're looking forward to it over on the coast. So it's about an hour and a half drive, not too bad. We're going to go to dinner first, but then we're going to Filoli Gardens. And it's this historic house and gardens, historic mansion and gardens. And all year long they have events. It's, amazing gardens, like well curated, kind of like, multiple different types. So there's a huge rose garden, there's California natives garden, it's everything. There's a formal garden, like it's just really cool. Anyway, in the fall they do something called Nightfall, and everything is lit up and decorated for autumn and Halloween. And you can go into the main house. You get dressed up, they give you champagne, you can walk around the main house, which has been decorated, and then you could go out into the lit and decorated gardens and walk around. And it feels great because it's like, I don't know, a beautiful 50 degrees. It's not too cold, but it feels autumnal. And yeah, we're just looking forward to that. It's going to be a really fun time. I will take footage of that and try to include that in the next video. If it comes out, gonna be on my iPhone, so we'll see how well it does at night. But yeah, that should be really fun. We're looking forward to that. So I'm gonna get started. Like I said, it's not gonna take that long, and I'm just thrilled. We also cleaned up almost all the garbage on the whole farm yesterday and bagged it up. I still need to do the section out by the mums, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'll do that maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow I need to come in the morning and harvest a bunch of flowers. So on Sunday, we're going to come out here and join the landowners and some of their friends and a bunch of people to harvest grapes from their small vineyard and get started on that whole process. It's just a really fun time. So I want to bring them more eggs. We have a lot of eggs right now. And dogs up at the top of the hill, and a bunch of flowers. So tomorrow we'll be harvesting. I'll do some cleanup, and maybe I'll get to that dahlia bed as well. Just depends on how much time I have. Okay, I'm gonna get started. The footage that you're gonna see right now, before I start moving compost, before you see it, is gonna be all the work that we did yesterday. So you'll have a timeline of where we're at, and then it'll pick up for me working on this project now. All right, I'll talk to you when I'm done with these 3 beds. Okay, pretty much done. So I got the compost down on all the beds, and I did run the irrigation, but it is not stapled down yet. I actually need a few more earth staples. And also I was very, very hungry. I am very, very hungry, so I definitely want to go home and eat. These staples can go in tomorrow, but one thing I had to do is put some row cover on. This is not for weather. I noticed that some of the seedlings were being eaten, probably by birds or even mice. So you can see there's one row here of Amimagus, but this other row, a lot of it has been picked clean. So I've got it covered. Now they can still get under here. So I'll have to keep an eye on it, but I'm hoping that this will be enough of a deterrent to keep them out, because I would like to actually have seedlings survive. So yeah, that's why the netting is down. That felt crucial today because yesterday all the seedlings were here. But today a lot of them are missing. A bunch of the Daucus are missing, but I'm not worried about that because there's also a bunch of seeds of Daucus that fell in here and they are already starting to germinate. So we'll have more than enough of that chocolate lace flower. I am not worried about that. So I have all my rings, my hoops out. I have row cover out. Once we get the other stuff transplanted, especially the Statice, that I'm going to cover and like yank down hard. Cover, put a bunch of bricks, weight it down really hard so they can't get under there, because I know that everybody loves Statice, so that I definitely want to protect. But yeah, this looks great. There's just something about fresh compost on beds ready to accept seedlings that's so exciting. I love it. And the feverfew over there that is actually doing well, that survived, is the only one that really did well this year. That's was planted last October. Hopefully it will be much better next year, but it looks so pretty, nice and green amongst all that dark compost. So tomorrow I will come out and harvest for my friends, the landowners here. And I will lift up the edges of these and check and see if this has helped to keep things off of them. Fingers crossed. I can use land staples and poke holes through these and staple them down, but I'd rather put like bricks and wood and stuff to block. In fact, maybe I'll do that really quick with this one here. I do have long pieces of wood, just weight it down. It's good for the wind. First of all, it keeps it, because it is a bit breezy out here today, keeps the wind from blowing them off, but also it's less spaces for them to dig under the cover when I have wood down there. So I think I will do that. I have wood lying around right over there. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I will try to take some fun photos and video of tonight at Filoli Gardens and share that with you in the next video. In the meantime, thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.